Guys, I spilled Red Bull on my Mishima book. Look, it used to have such a cool cover, like on the back. But then, and you can still kind of see the spine. But then I spilled Red Bull on it, and all the yellow part came off. And now, like, the pages are stuck together like it was cummed in and shit. But I didn't cum in it. I would never do that. I have too much respect. And besides, like, I could only, like, do that kind of stuff if, like, we did some sort of, like, harikiri roleplay with, like, red ribbons. And maybe I should pick up a guy in, like, a nightclub to do that with. But, probably is not gonna happen. I'll never have my shield society. But, this book has some bangers in it. Like, I just finished Death in Midsummer. I don't know if I liked it as much as Suta, but it was very interesting. Totemo omoshiroi ne. And yeah, it's kind of sad. Like, reminds me of when I had a family friend who died in a tragic accident, and like eventually everything just goes back to normal. And it's probably gonna be that way when I die too, unless I go out with a bang, like mishima-san, and you know, unless I overthrow the government, or I would never do anything illegal. I don't condone any illegal activities, um, especially not ones that certain 20th century Japanese authors would have done. Um, but yeah, I thought it was really interesting. Like the wife's kind of a bitch, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, why does she want to go back to the fucking beach? Like, it's so stupid. You're just inviting the wrathful kami to like take more of your children. Women be shopping though. Like the husband, he's a good husband. He indulged her on that. I feel like he's gay because he like always takes the husband's side. I guess it's just misogynist or whatever, but like I feel like the ultimate conclusion of misogyny is becoming a homosexual. Um, you know, like uh because like you hate women so much that only manly men are people you can truly have a blood bond, like the sacred band of thieves. Um, so like, yeah, it's really interesting though. I liked Star more because I like the relationship between uh the guy like Ricky or whatever his name is, the star, and his like agent, who opens the fan mail for him. Like she's cute, and I like how he's like specifically describing her as ugly. And I don't know, it seemed like she kind of represented his like id, or like because he keeps her hidden, kind of the relationship, but he also relies on her for support, kind of like how the id in a Freudian sense is like sublimated and hidden, but also provides the basis for like instinct and for a lot of our like gut decisions, as one would call them. So I forgot what the characters are called. I think I left the book back at home, but yeah, like the girl who's his like publicist or agent or whatever. Uh, yeah, she's like the sublimated. I don't know. There's probably been like pounds and pounds of literary criticism written on this guy. Like, I don't know. So much of academia is just jerking off long dead authors, and now they're doing it with living authors who like make video games and shit. And like everything's been overanalyzed to death, and there's no room for interpretation anymore. And the modern world is crushing us all. But I don't know. What am I gonna do about it? I'm just ranting into my computer. Very machine made by Congolese slaves and slightly better paid Chinese slaves, and then maybe designed by American annoying people, or like perhaps Korean annoying people, um, and then like have with stones engraved by Taiwanese wizards. Um, and like my computer's this whole thing is a product of the modern world and the supply chain. So who am I to complain about it, right? Like capitalism is one iPhone, right? Um, so yeah, like basically I'm incapable of critiquing the society that I exist in because my entire frame of reference is defined by that society. Um, but then, if one thinks about in the Platonic sense, everything emanates from the world of forms and the monad. But the monad and all these terms are just terms I've learned from external sources. Like, even the very language that I use to describe my own thoughts, that I used to think inside of my own head, it was taught to me by my parents. Thank God they're English speakers. Of the lingua franca. I could have been born, like, speaking Hmong or something. I probably pronounced that wrong. But, like, who cares, you know? English is the supreme language of the high seas ever since the British Empire and its successor in the USA. So, basically, ever since Commodore Matthew Perry rolled up to these shores, I've been able to say whatever I want. And, Mishima-san died, a gay kind of retard, if I'm allowed to say that. Um, but, like, yeah, and meanwhile, Commodore Matthew C. Perry is fighting a tiger in the heavens right now, whereas Mishima burns in the pits of Tartarus. Because he didn't die gloriously in battle, he botched his own suicide. Like, he should have just like pretended not to be sick or something and gotten into the war. It's all complex from not being able to sign up for the war. Maybe he should have like volunteered in. Maybe if he lived later, he could have been like that Japanese mujahideen in Afghanistan, or he probably could have joined in the Korean War or something. Like there are plenty of wars going on when he was alive. I don't know. He's kind of. Mm, I don't know. He's a very good writer though. I wish I could read it in the original Japanese. But yeah, I spilled Red Bull on it. But that's probably what I would have wanted, right? Comment down below if you think that's what he would have wanted. How do I turn this thing off?